We don't tell them that it fell, huh? It might have not been on perfectly, because yeah, I shouldn't have came off so easily. I think I didn't put it on right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, be careful, guys. It almost fell off just now because I didn't make sure that you really attach it on, because I think I had it maybe not fully on.
Yeah.
So when I hit it to the top, it flew off. So just make sure that it's fully on before you extend your flash. So Alexis, you've been in front of the camera enough. Do you know if you have a side that you like?
You know the answer.
No, guys don't have sides, so we're just gonna have you standing there. I'm gonna put it right around this area, because what I wanna do with this is I want to get some of that blur behind you. I'm shooting with the Nikon, look at that. 14 years of shooting Nikon. I'm shooting with the Sony A9 with the 35 to 150 from Tamron. And yeah, let's see what we can get here. First things first, if you guys have watched any of our off-camera lighting videos, I'm gonna get my exposure from my background. So I'm at 1000 ISO. We'll do like 100th of a second, and I'm actually gonna put it in vivid mode because I want those like really colorful, punchy backgrounds. Now, as far as how much flash I'm using, since I'm at 1000 ISO, I can't imagine that I'm gonna need a ton of power. So right now it's at a 16th. I'm actually going to lower it. There we go. I'm gonna lower it to, let's do 1/64th. There we go. So 1/64th power, ISO 1000, 1/100th of a second, f2.8. Let me have you, Alexis, right hand in the pocket, and then turn your body, yeah, just a little bit. There we go. The other hand, you're just gonna relax it. There we go. Good. My white balance is way too high. So I'm bringing my white balance down to 5500 Kelvin, because that's what the flash is. So I want the flash to look white. The background's gonna look a little warmer because now it's getting to be later in the day. And this is 1/64th power, right? So stay right there. I'm actually gonna raise the ISO to 1600 because it was a little too dark in the background. Good, hold that, 1, 2, 3. Nice, one more time, hold that, 1, 2, 3. Look this way, Alexis. When the train passes, I'm gonna slow down my shutter speed like a motherfucker. There we go, hold that right there. Dude. So the shutter speed, what I did right there, completely unrelated to the flash. Well, not completely unrelated because I still use it to brighten him up, but that was 1/6 of a second. And what that did is it blurred the train in the back as it was going. And then Alexis there, he blinked, so that's why you see a little bit of that. But there we go, this one should be good. Yep. And because the flash hits him, it lets him be sharp while the background looks blurry. And it also, when you slow down your shutter speed, as you guys are seeing, the background on the first one where my shutter speed was 1/100th of a second, it's very dark in the back. Then when it's 1/6 of a second, it's actually a lot brighter in the back. And I even lowered my ISO, but it's still, because I soaked in so much of the ambient light, it made the ambient.
When you use the flash, the shutter speed controls the background, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I use the shutter speed to control the background so I can get that blur. And then the flash, it still hit you enough to give you a little bit of light in the front. You see the light in the eyes, because if we didn't use a flash, you would be pretty dark in that situation. Yeah.
Looks good, dude. Thank you.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
Right there. And then now, because I like that there's a little bit, right now we're shooting at close to blue hour, maybe it's a little bit past blue hour, but I like that there's blue sky back there. Okay. So in order to exaggerate it, I have the CTO, I'm gonna use it after. Okay. How dare you have a phone in your pocket? Take that out. There we go. Turn other way. So towards the flash, so that way the flash hits you. So first, I'm gonna do one without a CTO, just that little diffuser, little dome, and I'm gonna get low so the horizon doesn't go across your neck. And then I see a wire up there, so I'm putting you like in between this like little square behind you. What I'm gonna have you do is not look at the flash, but look past it a little bit. So that's one thing that we always tell people is don't look at the flash because it's gonna blind you. Look a little bit towards the direction of the flash, but look past it a little bit. So right there, the reason for that also is because since I'm shooting from below, I don't want him looking down because he's gonna get a double chin and we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So right there, I raised the power. Good, looking that way, hold that. Let me check. I'm gonna raise the shutter speed a little bit so it's a little quicker. My ISO now it's 1250, shutter speed is 1/40th of a second. So hold that right there. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Nice, one more time. 1, 2, 3, nice. Now, we're gonna do a technique. Now we're gonna do that technique that we've mentioned multiple times on the channel. I'm gonna change my white balance down to 3200 Kelvin. The sky is gonna look really blue now. And in order to keep Alexis color corrected, we can't use a daylight flash because the flash would look blue. We got these little guys in my pocket, so I'm gonna see, I look for the one that's more orange, which is this one, so this is the full CTO. So you just have to look. The one that's a little lighter is a half, the one that's a bit darker is a full. And we may even stack them, to be honest, because if I want this light to look even a little warmer than neutral flash, I may just want to stack one on top of the other. But first, I'm gonna do just a regular one. So just one CTO. My white balance is at 3200 Kelvin. And Alexis looking same direction. Right there, 1, 2, 3. Nice. You know what, even at 3200 Kelvin, you are a little warm. So I'm gonna lower it to 29. For good measure, I'm also gonna add the other CTO, the half. And so now it's gonna have warm light on you, because I'm gonna keep my white balance about the same as what I have it right now. So you can stack one on top of the other, like I mentioned. So right there, and I'm probably gonna need to add a little power just because we're adding another modifier on top. So same direction, this is with a CTO and a half. Yep, so check it out. This is with just a CTO, so you're color corrected, everything looks blue around you. This is with a CTO and a half. So you have that warm look on you. Now, if I wanted to, I can cool it down even more. And before that, let me show you. So that's with no CTO, but your white balance is at 3200 Kelvin. This, the one before it, is daylight balance flash, but my white balance is also daylight. So because it's daylight, it looks warm back there. You see that? So then that's with cooling down the white balance, so the background looks really more neutral, but you look too blue, right? And then after that, we balance it out. So now you look color corrected and the background looks more or less color corrected. Make sense?
Yeah.
A question that John asked just now is, I can't tell how much power I'm using out of it. At the end of the day, it really is irrelevant. As long as the photo looks good, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. That's why when people ask me like, hey, what was your shutter speed and all this, it's like, I can give you the exact numbers, but you're never gonna replicate it unless you're in that exact situation with those exact settings and all that. So as long as you're not firing it so much that you break it, just take it easy. In the end, the numbers are not really that important, as long as your photos look good. Okay, so here's another thing, is the flash, or the remote rather, will only work with one flash. So if it mates to this one, it's monogamous. So it will not work with the other flash. It'll only work with this flash that you mated it to. So once you do that, this is your go-to flash. That one automatically shut off. So it's only gonna work with this one. So, just something to know. This, I'm at 3200 ISO, so I don't need that much power out of this. This is actually 1/128th power that I'm gonna use, and I think it should be enough. And instead of holding it like this, I'm gonna have you pretend you're in Boys in the Hood, and you're gonna hold it sideways.
Gangsters?
There we go.
Gangster in the LBC.
Exactly. I'm gonna have you light right here, nice and high.
Got it.
There we go. And then don't worry about where it's flashing. Pay attention more to the cars coming, John. So Alexis, I'm gonna have you looking at the camera. So looking this way, 1, 2, 3.
Double chip?
There's no such thing, not in our photos. Yeah. Alexis asked if there's a double chin. Hell no. Hold that right there. Dude, at 1/128th power, it's too much. 200 ISO, 1/128th power, it's too much. It's almost more than what we need.
Wow.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a tool that you use later in the evening. So, like at this time, this works great. Yeah. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the ambient light as my main light. Let's go ahead and that already has a CTO. We're gonna put a CTO and a half. So let's go ahead and pop this on. And I'm gonna have you actually, John, come back here, and you're gonna give him like some cool backlighting. So you're gonna light right here to the back of his head.
Okay.
Yep. So same exact thing. I'm just changing, I'm using this light in the front as my main light. And then that light in the back is just gonna be a backlight that's gonna be lighting the back of your head a little. So let me test that out. I'm actually at 5,000 ISO, 6,400 ISO. I'm gonna get a little closer so I can open the aperture on this lens because it's variable. Hold that right there, 1, 2, 3. Let me add a little more. John, how much power am I at? Just curious.
132.
Oh, I can do more than that. There we go.
116.
Perfect. Ready, nice and high, 1, 2, 3. So that's with the light in the front, you see?
Yeah.
It just looks a little too flashed, for lack of a better word.
Let me see the back.
So that was the first one
Let me see.
with the flash in the
okay,
front.
yep.
And then when we moved you to the back, eventually we found somewhere on there where the back one is just kind of adding a little bit of warmth back there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
You see? Cool. All right, so we've been shooting now for like, I don't know, 2.5 hours. I'm tired. But I'm going to say a lot of really, really positive things about this flash. There were some things that we needed to figure out exactly how to make them work. There were some things that we were trying to figure out, okay, if we attach it and take it off, does it automatically turn into receiver? How does that work? Can you use more than one flash? The answer is no. It'll only work with the one that gets paired to it. So that's, I would say, the main takeaway, guys. When you get a new toy like this one, get out there and practice with it when it's not a paid gig. Don't be fiddling with this thing when you're shooting a job and you go, oh, how do I shut off the video light when you're in the middle of shooting? Figure all this stuff out when when you have downtime. The really key thing that I wanted to mention is one thing that I was mentioning before. When you go past your native sync speed on this flash, it'll automatically go into high-speed sync. So just understand that and be careful with that. Because if you don't want to shoot with high-speed sync, because you will lose power, understand that this won't stop you from going higher than your native sync speed when you have it on off-camera flash. So just a little tip, be careful and be aware that it'll automatically go into high-speed sync. Like I said, we were out here for what, like 2 hours or something like that? We easily could have been out here for 20 minutes and figured out most of the stuff that's packed into this flash. And speaking of that, I would say it's a really, really great value for money. I would say that if you're starting out, I'm gonna reiterate, if you're starting out, this is a flash that I would recommend. So if somebody says, what flash should I get? I would tell them to get this because it will allow them, when they're ready, to take the flash off of their camera and start playing with off-camera lighting, because that is the next step in order to shape your photos. Because on-camera flash, it looks pretty cool right now. It's gonna go away, the fad. It'll come back again. It was cool in 2010. But understanding how to use off-camera lighting is always gonna be beneficial. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you wanna subscribe, feel free to subscribe. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. You know what?
Yes,
Here's another thing, it only works with one. See, we're learning today. That's what's happening. Yeah, this little rabbit thing right here.
Oh, that's good. I like it, dude.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Let me shut this off.